Hey everybody, this is Michael Parent with Michael Parent Consulting Services. Today I want to talk about a foundational lean tool that I think a lot of people have been exposed to, whether they know it or not. It's called 5S, and 5S is really just like this really good, important foundational part of lean. It's all about having an organized and clean workspace. And 5S, like most things in Lean and Six Sigma, come from the Japanese. And there are Japanese words associated with these 5S's, and they all start with S in the Japanese language. We've transliterated them into English, and they stand for sort, set in order, shine, standardize, and sustain. So in sorting, essentially what we're doing is we're getting all of the unneeded tools out of the work area and kind of auditing to see what needs to stay there and what needs to go. I always liken, by the way, 5S to Marie Kondo. So if you've ever seen The Joy of Tidying Up, she's this really joyful Asian woman who essentially employs the same principles of good workplace organization and management to your daily lives. And obviously, she doesn't call it 5S. She says it's her own method, but she's really employing these same principles. First thing she does is she says she creates a mess. She throws like all the clothes on the bed, and then she sorts through them, right? Then we set an order. We find a place for everything, and we put everything in its place. Shine. We keep the area clean. This is really important, particularly in heavy manufacturing. If you can keep it clean, and then all of a sudden you start noticing, man, I'm getting these metal shavings under this ball bearing, joint all the time. It alerts you to that changes are happening in your system on your machines, and you can be more proactive about it. Standardizing is, creating standard work methods and making sure that everything is applied. Previous steps, the sort, the set in order, and the shine. And then sustain, of course, we want to make this a habit, not a one-time thing. So as I mentioned, a lot of people like 5S, a lot of people know what 5S is, but the real question is, where do you start with it? How do people get started in this sort? That's kind of a big step. It's a big leap of faith. And the one thing that I always tell everyone is to use a red tag audit. I'm a huge nerd. I love visual management. I like it most of all because it works. So one of the most popular ways of doing sorting is essentially going into the work area, and rather than Marie Kondo and getting all your clothes on the bed, you can't really do that a lot of times in the environments that we work in. But what you can do is take these little red tags, and every time you see something that doesn't belong or you think is redundant in the workstation, just tag it with a red tag. You can come back later, criticize it, determine whether or not it actually belongs there or not. But this is just a really practical and helpful way to get started in this sort stage, that first S of 5S system. So I wanted to play a game with you, and today what I've done is I've created a not very well organized dentist office, and we can show you how you can apply this red tag audit. So what we'll do is we'll take this red tag, and I'll just go around and I'll show you all the things that you can find, right? So these are kind of your x-ray brackets when you get x-rays at the dentist office. And there's two of them, they're just sitting out. So we need to find a new location for these brackets, right? We also see that there are two trays over here that are being served, that hopefully neither of them are used. You don't want other people's utensils in your mouth, but we would definitely only want one of those at point of action for the dentist or the hygienist. We see we've got an extra stool sitting out over here. We've got a syringe, probably a Novocaine syringe, sitting on the floor. We've got gloves sitting here, and so on and so forth. We can see that there's way too much trash. When I do these red tag audits, I am not kind, because what we're doing is we're criticizing every little thing. So I don't just criticize, hey, there's trash over here. I criticize every piece of trash. And that's going to help us really see the improvement when we get to it, right? We've got some pill bottles set out over here. Do we actually need this tray? I would say not. We have the tray that we're supposed to have over here. So for that reason, I would even say that this extra tray, whatever's on there, we either need to have a standardized, that's the fourth S, new location to put things, or we need to clear off this desk here. And it sure looks like we removed all these prescription bottles. I don't know if these are for the patient or for the dentist, but certainly we don't want a bunch of empty um, bottles all over the place. And even this water bottle, right? This water bottle's in the way of the screen. So this is not the standardized place for it, right? We want to create a standard, a place for everything, and everything is in its place, so that we can make sure that that water bottle is not in the way. We're not having wasteful movements moving it and whatnot. And as you can see up here, this is not good file management, right? We don't want to keep all of our patient records probably on top of our file cabinets. Nor do we want to keep all of our probably inventory. We don't know if this stuff is out of age, how long it's been up there, what it is. So all of these things can kind of actually pose a patient risk if something is important in there that we're not keeping track of or maintaining. So I would say at that, this is the end of my red tag audit. And now what I want to do is I want to take those remaining 4 S's in the 5S system and improve the workplace layout. And that's exactly what I've done here. So you see I've removed everything that was in our way, and you can see it's a much cleaner workstation. You would much rather go to this work area as a patient than this work area. Even as a dental hygienist or a dentist, you would probably rather go to this improved work area. Now, also very important is we've created new standards, right? We've got labels on the drawers that show exactly what these things are. Again, we're employing really good visual management, so it's not like these things are just stuffed away in a drawer and now that's somehow better because they're not in our work area. Instead, we've got an organized place where we know exactly where to go at point of use to pull out the tools that we need to complete the job. It's true in healthcare, it's true in dental offices, it's true in manufacturing, it's true everywhere. Simple visual management practices and workplace organization makes a huge impact in our commitment to our organization, our commitment to our work, and our effectiveness and productivity in the workspace.